With the 4 o'clock news, I'm Michaela Kamara.
2 early bird winners get $500,000 cash in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery. Deadline midnight Friday.
The Australian Electoral Commission now has Labor ahead in 76 seats, meaning the party will govern in its own right. The Liberals have been decimated in the election while the Nationals have held their ground. The new Prime Minister is on his way to Japan to hold high-level security talks with other world leaders. Anthony Albanese says Australia's relationship with China will continue to be difficult. Addressing the media before flying out of Canberra, Mr Albanese says it's a challenge.
The relationship with China will remain a difficult one. It is China that has changed, not Australia, and Australia should always stand up for our values.
A second man from Victoria has now been charged with murder after a fatal gang brawl in Adelaide CBD last month. Kendall Brettick reports.
The 21-year-old Victorian man was initially arrested at Adelaide Airport on Anzac Day for aggravated affray while trying to board a flight back to Victoria. He's been held in custody at Port Augusta Prison. Following further investigation, major crime detectives have also charged him with murder. It's alleged a brawl between rival Sudanese gangs erupted in the early hours of Anzac Day, and 25-year-old Melbourne man Noor Boll was chased down and stabbed on North Terrace. He died at the scene from multiple stab wounds to the chest. A 17-year-old boy from Victoria was arrested at the airport later that day and charged with murder, aggravated affray and travelling under a false name. He'll reappear in the youth court on Wednesday.
This year's Christmas pageant will return to the streets of Adelaide. It's been held at the Adelaide Oval the last few years due to the COVID pandemic. Director Brian Gilbertson says it's great news.
I get a little emotional just thinking about it. I think from the many people that I've spoken to about it, that they are really just so chuffed that it's coming back, and, you know, even in advance, the number of people who've been asking, will it be back on the street?
No COVID deaths have been reported in SA in the past 24 hours. There have been 3,127 new cases. 238 people are in hospital, 10 in ICU. Social fragmentation and extended lockdowns have led to a rise in bullying. A survey of 50,000 students around Australia found that 1 in 5 were bullied in Term 1. Clinical psychologist Andrew Fuller says the behaviour can impede on a young person's ability to focus in the classroom.
One of the things, of course, that we know is that it basically impairs their learning. So it's not a social effect or a self-esteem effect, but also when you're being bullied at school, it's very hard to focus on the learning.
Now turning to 5AA sport. Adelaide and Port Adelaide have recovered today following losses on the weekend. Round 10 wrapped up yesterday with wins for the Giants, Hawthorn and Collingwood. Reigning Formula 1 champion Max Verstappen has won the Spanish Formula 1 Grand Prix despite spinning out early in the race.
It has been very hot in the cockpit at times. The celebrations, though, will very much be welcomed as Verstappen wins the Spanish Grand Prix. And his teammate Sergio Perez will come home to claim second place and the fastest lap. It's a 1-2 for Red Bull.
And 4 Aussies have been knocked out of the French Tennis Open. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Plimpton, there's a crash, Marion Road near Baringi Avenue. Glen Osmond, car and fire there. Port Rush Road near Gillies Road. Bolivar, debris on the north-south motorway after Bolivar Road on-ramp as you're heading outbound. And Darlington, urgent electrical works on Flagstaff Road near Main South Road. Look out for cameras too on the drive home. Bellew Street, Hingle Farm and Fitzroy Terrace at North Adelaide. Enjoy a chicken meal like no other from Oporto. Whole succulent chicken, flame grilled and basted with your choice of sauce and 2 delicious sides, all for just $24.95. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Sunny this afternoon, 22. Cloud increasing tomorrow, 22. Wednesday showers, 19. And Thursday and Friday showers continuing, tops of 19. Right now it's 22. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
A motorist carjacked in Adelaide's north. See it happen. A mask's about to come off in schools. We have the latest. Big news on SA's biggest event, the Christmas pageant. Keeping players safe. How local footy officials are trying to put an end to dangerous tackles. And the push to introduce menstrual leave for Australian women. I'm Brenton Raglis. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
This is Rowey's Sports Show. Stephen Rowe and Leith Forrest.
Good afternoon, 6 minutes after 4. Nice to have your company. Welcome along to the show. It was a weekend of sport that had it all.
Murphy's missed it. Oh boy, wowee. He's shaped for the torpedo here. He's made contact with the top. He's kicked a goal.
She's got it. World record for Ariel Titmus. For Metcalf deflected. McLaren sends Melbourne City to the grand final.
Kevin De Bruyne. Got the one from the brink of despair.
There were highlights, there were lowlights. Stephen Rowe, good afternoon. What did you make of it all?
Oh, thanks, Leith. You're just talking about that. We got Zach Stupplety-Cook. He's a world record holder, and we just heard there, Ariel Titmus. I mean, they're amazing, those swimmers. They're the best in the world, the fastest at their discipline. We'll get to all of that. Frustrating round 10 for our two clubs. Port, 36-point loss, puts season, well, probably on a piece of thin ice. Crows, 21-point loss. For me, their most frustrating loss of the season. So we'll cover that with Timmy G and Chad Corns, and the Crows with Bix and Ned McHenry. We'll do that one after 5 o'clock. And I'm going to have another fair crack at the umpires again. So to all the AFL apologists, you might want to look away now. It's getting worse. And it's not their fault. We know that, Leith. We do. Well, not all of it, but we'll get to that. Port's loss to Geelong. Well, as I said, it's made their top 8 dreams just that bit harder. First half, I thought they were in it. I loved their first half, in actual fact, the second quarter. But a 2-goal second half just wasn't good enough. There are 12 games left. Port need 8 wins minimum. But what we know about Ken Hinkley and these boys, they'll put their head down, they will fight, and they know it's a challenge and a fight.
Yeah, we're right in the season, and we've got hopefully our best football to come still, because we haven't had things exactly the way we'd have liked them in the first half of the year. Outside our control, sometimes inside our control. But I certainly believe our best footy's coming, and today here at Geelong we didn't see much of our best footy.
Well, not for 4 quarters, but I do agree with him. Their best footy is to come. They've got players that are building form. Aliir's one. You know, you still got Bonner and a couple of other boys like that out. Charlie Dixon's another. But there's no room for errors, the thing. They've got Essendon at home. I think if they can flat track bully them, their dream will continue. And they should, and they will. Here's Chad Corns. He spoke about our boy, Big Charlie.
I was watching Charlie closely yesterday. He was moving a lot better than he had, the previous Magpies game. I'm pretty confident he'll play.
Yeah, I am too. We'll speak to Chad about that. Timmy G after 4:30, taking all your questions and your frustrations. You can line up now. Lines available, 8223 0000. And the Crows, well, it was another one of those. They led by 90% of that game. They are giving themselves a chance. There's your positive, glass half full. They were in that game right up to about the last 5 minutes. But that was the most frustrating loss Saturday night for me. The Crows' skill, again, just hurts them. We know that. Too many turnovers. And the other one was 8-goal-8 from set shots. It's just not at AFL level. Now, they're generally very good in front of goal. Taylor Walker has been to most of the boys, but it's simply lack of finishing. Their class around the ground is just hurting them. Here's Matty Nick's post-game.
Goal kicking, there's a difference in the game in the end. We did everything we wanted to do tonight, exactly the way we wanted to do it, other than put the ball between the 2 sticks. And in the end, it cost us the game of footy. So we come away extremely frustrated. Quite a painful experience for our group to now sit there and we know exactly what it was that cost us tonight.
Well, their endeavour, their hunt for the contest, their scragging, as Matty Nix calls it, their DNA, it's absolutely admirable. You have a look at that list for what they put out, what they do in games. They've been in most games this year. That's a credit to the coaching group and those players, no question. But week in, week out, the score from turnover, the clanger kicks, missing easy lead-up targets, it's just killing them at the moment. And Matty Nix, I mean, love him. He's super positive post-game. And he said we ticked most boxes. Have a listen.
Yeah, we feel fantastic. Yeah, we just lost a game of footy. We're not here to lose. In saying that, I was really positive with our group because we ticked, I'd say, 10 or 12 boxes of things we got right on the night, and we can pinpoint exactly what it was that cost us the game of footy. So we know what to now work on, and we know we're already working on that, and we're already putting the hours in, and we know that'll turn quickly.
It is skill, 10 or 12 boxes. We'll cover that with Bix after 5. It's a frustrating way to play, and I think fans are getting a tad restless. I know I did post-match because it was a game that got away. The last 5 weeks, Crows have kicked 8 goals, 10 goals, 9 goals, 10 goals. And if I look at a team or a club that's in a similar position, before the start of the year, the last couple of years, a bit of a rebuild, where their list's at, got some good high-end talent and some bottom. It's Hawthorn. Hawthorn are in a similar position and in their rebuild. Here's their last 5 weeks. Now, they've only won the same amount of games as Adelaide. 14 goals 10, 11 goals 15, 11 goals 15, 14 goals 8 versus Geelong, and they just beat Brisbane 18 goals 9. You know what they do? They take the game on. They play blokes that can kick. They attack. When it's their turn with ball in hand, they want to hurt the opposition. And I want to see more of that intent with Adelaide.
If Matthew Nix is saying you ticked every box, then the Crows people I speak to, you're looking at very different boxes.
You are.
Because that's not what Crows fans that I know want to see.
So the solutions, if you like, to, let's call it a stalled rebuild. They said it was going to be 5 years or 3 years or whatever the weeks and the months where we're going to get 30 games, 50 games. Well, I think you could quite comfortably say today it's stalling. This time last year they beat Melbourne. It was a magnificent game, took the game on, and they went to 4-6. They're 3-7. So it's not just about those, but here's a little bit of a solution through my lens. Their game style or their method needs to change. They've got the DNA of being scraggers. That's great. You've got that in your tin tank. You've got the grit. Nixie, this is his, third year. 2.5 years, Nixie's got the grit. He's got the fight. He's got the buy-in. They need to now just take the game on more. They need to be more daring. They need to be more attacking. They need to pick and stick with players that they know can hit targets and score 100 points. Look at what Hawthorn are doing. Look at maybe even Gold Coast to a lesser degree. Look at Brisbane's rebuild for 5 years. They wanted to hit the scoreboard and attack and take the game on. Their intent to score has got to be greater, and they need to hurt opposition by scoreboard pressure, not grit. Not grit. Grit's a great way to build the base, but I think, Nixie, you've got the base now.
There's your foundation.
There it is.
Grit doesn't win your matches, and I would argue that grit doesn't bring crowds in either. I don't think fans want to watch grit.
Well, no, not really. It is admirable, but that's about all it is. And I'd start with this. You've got a list, picking players that can kick, hit targets, make good decisions under pressure. They either have speed in their legs or they have a great brain where they get speed of ball movement. And you've got to play them and stick them. You know who can and who can't now, surely down there. I look at Cook. I look at Miller. I don't know what he's doing the sample, but I think you have to play him this week. I've been on about New Church for some time. Let's have a look at the lad. We know Rochelle can play, Saligo can play, Schongberg's back there, bring him back in. You know, you've got enough there to work with to play a game style that's going to hit the scoreboard more. And I think the fans are ready for that. And if you agree, have your say. And without a doubt, the Crows supporters, around town yesterday, today, our text messages have gone berserk. They're getting just a tad restless. And I think a dour, dogged, scrappy team, that might help your percentage where you don't get any blowout games. You only get 1 or 2 a year. They've already had one with GWS. But it doesn't put bums on seats.
No, it does not.
Ultimately, for me, win and beat top 8 teams. Have your say, 822 300 00.
And just on that, we had the caller last week who said they were nervous that the crowd would have a 2 in front of it instead of a 3 this weekend gone. 28,783. And there were a lot of Saints fans there. That northern end on the hill, there was a lot of noise from the St Kilda fans.
There's a few things to that, and it leads me to this, and I'm going to say it. The standard of umpiring this round 10, is it too strong to say it was a disgrace? I know no one else will, but honestly, I'll go to the Hawks-Lions clash, because people think when I talk about the Crows, I'm biased. The Hawks-Lions clash had 63 free kicks. Let me say that slowly, 63 free kicks. The most frees in an AFL game in the last 10 years. And before that, it was 15 years before that. And this one sums it up for me. Lion star Lachie Neale, he's being tagged all day by this Jai Newcomb. Jai Newcomb had a boundary throw-in. This is in the last quarter where it was 6 points and a goal resulted from it. Jai did 3 pushes or shoves into the chest of Lachie Neale as they're going to an inside 50 stoppage. Lachie does one back, which wasn't even half as hard as the other. Bang, the umpire saw the 3 from Jay, sees Lachie's. He goes, free kick for prohibitive contact. Have a listen how the Callers called it.
The early stages.
Hawthorn free kick, very bit of contact.
And they're going to get a free kick here.
And Newcomb's gone to Lachie Nealon, really putting in work into the Brownlow medalist, and clearly retaliated there. Not much in that. Gee whiz.
No.
Come on.
Oh, wow.
Prohibitive contact. Now, we could have gone on and on and on. There was others. But that piece of umpiring is killing our game, I think. Surely the coaches, players and AFL administrators are all together on this. It can't continue. It can be fixed. And you can fix it now. It's a joke. One way you fix it is just stay out of it. You didn't need to blow your damn whistle for that. Or do they get money or bonuses for blowing their whistle? Do they, Lee?
No, they don't.
But here's the thing. It's frustrating because a frustrated player who shows any sort of reaction to a decision, it's not player dissent, but it's a 50-metre penalty. A player confused who gets the free kick. I saw 4 of these on the weekend. Arms out. Who got the free kick? Whose is it?
Yeah.
Umpire dissent.
That's right.
Bang, 50-metre penalty. So I counted there were 5 50-metre penalties that cost 5 goals on the weekend. That's not our game, Leith.
No.
No wonder people like me get chatted to shut your gob. And no wonder fans are leaving in droves. If the AFL cannot see they're making AFL umpires' jobs near impossible, then we're in a world of hurt.
They've tweaked it and they've just tightened it too much. Brad Scott needs to just loosen it a little bit. It's common sense.
But here's the cold hard facts of this last round. The most frees for 10 years. There was a total of 415 free kicks paid over the 9 games this round at an average, wait for it, of 46 per game. 46 per game.
That's a lot.
Last year, round 10, 2021, let's just look at it, it's 12 months, and it went up last year by nearly 80%, was 314 at round 10, an average of 34. So in what? A calendar year, the average has gone up by 12. 50-metre penalties are up 200%. I mean, honestly, is this the game we want? Is it just me?
No. There's a real groundswell now. People have kind of gone, okay, we see what you're trying to do, but it's gone too far.
Fix it. And again, I'll give you a solution. I've said this for years. We don't need 3 umpires. We only need 2. Those 2 work together. The out-of-zone umpire, my number 1 rule, you don't blow your bloody whistle, because half of these wrong decisions are from out-of-zone umpires. You guess you're out, lose the bounce, we know all that, and get rid of the 50-metre penalty. It's too big a penalty for this game when there's so much at stake that it generally results in a goal and then momentum the other way. I don't think it's that hard to fix. And this isn't umpire bashing. It's not on them. This is on the AFL. This is laid fair square at your feet. Fix it. And here's the last thing I'd do, sorry, Lee. The last thing I'd do. I would make the umpires have a press conference after the coaches and explain their decisions. Because you know what that'll do? It'll sharpen them up.
Yeah. Everyone can do the feedback.
You can't knock them, you can't bag them, you can't talk to them, you can't point your finger at them because they're protected species.
The only thing I would say, and I'm not an apologist, but the only thing I would say, I saw a list today. I think there is 9 or 10 first-choice umpires unavailable at the moment with COVID and through injury. So there were a lot of debutants on the weekend. That's not to take away from all these free kicks, but just to keep that in mind. They do need to sharpen up. Brad Scott needs to come out and say, you know what, we got this wrong. We've been too officious and we're going to fix it. Let's see if he does.
Well,
have you say on that 8223 0000. We literally have a running sheet today that is Tim Ginniver, Chad Corns, Mark Bickley, Ned McHenry, Zach Stubblety-Cook, and your calls. Because Crows fans, talk about what's happening with your team. Port Adelaide fans, get on the phone now. You're 4 and 5. You've got the Bombers this week. You can have your say. 19 minutes after 4, your call's next.
Join David and Will each Friday on the 5AA Breakfast Show as they speak to power excitement machine Orazio Fantasia. Orazio! Thanks to Rainwise Pools. Family owned, building pools in SA for over 15 years. Google Rainwise Pools Adelaide.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. When it comes to tyres and wheels, Bob Jane T-Marts looks after you in more ways than one. Buy 3, get 1 free, and up to $100 instant cash back on a great selection of top tyre brands including Bridgestone, Yokohama, Dunlop, Michelin, Goodyear and J-Trax. Buy 4 Monster wheels and off-road tyres and enter to win an OzTrack camper trailer, plus over 2Ks of extras from HEMA and GME. We'll look after you.
T's and C's apply. SA permit number T22367.
Ladies, is the need to wee all the time making your life a misery? Caruso's Wee Less to the rescue. Caruso's Wheeless relieves the annoying and inconvenient feeling that you need to go to the bathroom too often and supports bladder health and function. So if your need to wee all the time is getting in the way of enjoying life, try Caruso's Wheeless today. Caruso's Wheeless is made in Australia, comes with a money-back guarantee and is available from leading pharmacies and health food stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Well, prepare to change the course of your life. You've got until midnight this Friday to unlock the vault in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery Early Bird Draw. 2 lucky winners will bank $500,000 cash each. $500,000 just for getting in early. It is the kind of money that could change your life. You could take a mid-year gap year to travel, pay off your mortgage, buy your dream car, and so much more. This is your chance. Just get your tickets before midnight this Friday, and even if you win, your Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery tickets stay in the drawer for the $4 million grand prize. This incredible Scott Salisbury home, it's in Henley Beach, and you get $1 million cash. How amazing and life-changing would that be? Best of all, by purchasing a ticket in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery, you join the fight for cures, better treatments and improved care in all our hospitals for all South Australians. So get your tickets today. Don't leave it. homelottery.com.au.
The most innovative paintbrush has arrived. Monarch Advanced Neo. Designed with ultra-tapered technology which picks up and releases up to 25% more paint. Faster, easier, with no brush marks. Available now at all paint specialists. Monarch Advanced Neo.
Do you want fresh filtered water flowing through your home? Choose a system by Complete Home Filtration. Joining me from Complete Home Filtration is Suzanne Dodds, who incidentally won the Telstra 2022 Business Awards. So what's the benefits of filtered water, Suzanne?
Well, the benefits of filtering water for the whole home mean that you don't just enjoy filtered water for drinking, but for showering and bathing as well. So people see big differences in softer skin, softer hair, unlimited bottled water, quality water from every tap.
That sounds great. So where can we purchase one?
You can just jump online and go to completehomefiltration.com.au.
That's completehomefiltration.com.au.
Taste, feel, see the difference. It's time to redeem your KitchenAid ovenware credits at Coles. Check your credits in the Flybuys app and remember you can redeem with all credits or using half credits and half pay. Collect them in-store or online. Coles. Value the Australian way. While stocks last, exclusions and T's and C's apply.
Scraped your caravan? Walker Crash Repairs, an RAA approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
Your calls run up while we check the traffic. Don't wait. Get incredible end of financial year deals right now at Wavell Mitsubishi and Southern Mitsubishi.
At Regency Park, there's a breakdown South Road near Grand Junction Road. Elizabeth Grove, crash there, Main North Road near Fairfield Road. Smithfield, another collision, Main North Road near Gilly Road. And Glen Osmond, car on fire, Portlash Road near Gillies Road. Busy right now at Tapley's Hill Road near Anzac Highway. And we've got cameras Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove and Montague Road at Cavan. Click Frenzy Mayhem starts 6:30pm tomorrow. Save up to 80% with thousands of deals across hundreds of brands. Can't wait? Sign up now at clickfrenzy.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hello, David at Belair.
Oh, how you going? I just want to mention 2 or 3 players that I think should be in the team. They're probably better than some of the ones that are in there. Wayne Miller for Chase Jones, because I think before he got injured, he used to break the lines and had a brilliant kick, passing to and running away from the half-back flank. So I think Jones is going okay, but I think Miller would be better. Pedler for Berry, even though Perez is a good tackler, I think Pedler's got more weapons with a long-raking left-foot kick and he kicks goals. So I think I'd put him in the team ahead of Berry and maybe have Berry as a sub. And the other one was Newchurch for Murphy as an X factor with his pace. And down the track, Nan Curvis and Borlase, the taller players to look at down the track.
They got the skill there. I think they need to pick and stick a bit, Dave. And yeah, I couldn't disagree with any of those. Crow's sample team is 6-1, top of the ladder. Dave, you'd probably know that. Rolly O'Brien had 37 disposals, 13 clearances, 1 goal, 11 marks, and 47 hit-outs. Probably the most dominant display in ruck you've probably seen for some time. Now, the only little caveat I'd have there is Jack Ferns was the ruckman for the Eagles, who's 188 centimetres. Not taking anything around from Rob. I mean, you can only play on who you can play, but people get a bit excited about that. Matt Crouch had 35 at 84%. Schomburg. That's the good point, David. There's players they can pick and stick. And you mentioned a couple there. I'd have Wayne Miller in this week all day, every day. And I think Bix will shoot me down after 5. Hello, Dan.
Hey, boys. First of all, I need to apologise for Big. I had a few frothies at the game on Saturday night, and I gave him a bake afterwards.
Did you? We were all a bit emotional after the game, Dan, and, I look back now and I think, well, you know what? The Crows were in that game, and Nixie was right. They got a lot of that game right.
Yeah. Just a couple of things. I wouldn't mind seeing Laird go back to a half-back flank and maybe give Chase Jones a run in the middle, just to try and have a little bit of class and a bit of polish in there instead of hackers, for no better word.
Well, I've been saying that for weeks, Dan. Keys, Crouch, Laird, someone had to go. They put Matt Crouch back. He can do no more than get 35 disposals at 84%. The easy one is Laird to halfback. Last I looked, he won an All-Australian at halfback. He can still come up the ground and have great influence, and that can free up a position in the midfield to get a bit more class in there, Daniel. I love it.
And the other thing I don't really understand is just going in with one full defender. Every time we seem to do it, we get mauled by their big forward. I think last year was the Eagles. Starling kicked 5 on Duday in the second quarter. And then it happened again on Saturday night with King, got on top of us again.
Yeah.
Why don't you just bring in defenders who are actual defenders, like Worrell, and instead of playing Hinch back there, put him on a wing where you can use his height to be a target? We seem to move the ball out of the defence slowly because we don't have those bigger wingmen. Dawson and Hinch are two potentially great wingmen, especially Dawson, and yet we play him at the back, deep out the back.
Yep.
Instead of kick through a zone, he'd be much better being able to kick off the wing into a forward line. He's going to be a lot more damaging.
Yeah, Dan, not a bad call. Keep them coming in. Timmy G after 4:30. Port supporters can have a fair crack with him. Hello, Craig at Whyalla.
Yeah, I agree with that last caller about the small players in the side. I remember we had one kick out on the weekend. I was about 70 out at the hill end, and I looked at the players we were kicking to, and it was like Chase Jones and Murphy and, I don't know, some other, McHenry. And I'm looking at the size of them just compared to the Saints players, and they were never going to take a mark.
Yeah, we did that stat before the game. I think there was 12 Crows under 183 centimetres. And I think of those 12, 8 were under 180, and St Kilda only had 3.
Yeah. But I called up because I was listening to your show earlier. They said you're talking about the crowd numbers. I was there on Saturday night. I brought my little tacker with me, and there's not many people there, is there? There was so many empty seats.
Yep. Not good, Craig. Not good for everyone. Thank you for that. Keep the calls coming in. Before we go to the news, 28 minutes past 4. Man City, we need to acknowledge, champions. They won. Spurs finished 4th. Burnley got relegated. I think the headline for that final round of the English Premier League is certainly that. For the second year in a row, Man City won by Liverpool by a point.
They did.
2 years in a row.
So we might, even later in the show, just run you through all the machinations of that, because it was amazing.
It was quite amazing. Just one last one, Pep Guardiola.
Pep Guardiola.
They were 2-0 down. They went on to win 3-2. I mean, there would have been squeaky bum time. But I had a look at this. I didn't know this stat. That's their 4th title in 5 seasons.
Correct. And now twice Liverpool have lost the title by 1 point.
Money talks and you know what walks.
And then they get the best young player on the planet in Erling Haaland next year. So arguably they'll be even stronger. More of that coming up later in the show. Port fans, now's your time to call. What did you like? What did you dislike? Are you concerned and worried, or is it just a bump in the road? Tin Geneva next.
5AA Breakfast.
One thing that has happened for South Australia, our representation within Cabinet nationally has doubled overnight. As a result of Labor getting up, there's going to be 4 South Australians in Cabinet.
Informing Adelaide.
Penny Wong, Foreign Minister. Mark Butler, Health Minister. Amanda Rishworth will be Minister for Childcare and Early Childhood Education, I think. And Don Farrell, Special Minister of State.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
I'm Catherine Crease from Owens Casterly Real Estate. It's the premium quality touches that get offers rolling in. Plantation shutters add a special timeless style. As a decorator touch that's easy to live with and improves the value of your home, Plantation shutters are an attractive investment.
Improve, invest and add value with quality Plantation shutters by Country. Visit countryblinds.com.au for a free measure and quote.
'Cause everybody loves their country. G'day South Australia, it's Cheats here. Over the years I've seen some great South Australian teams, but the best has to be the team from BL Shipway, who I've known for over 30 years. They've been looking after the state's hydraulic and pneumatic needs since 1953. You can find them on Richmond Road with stock on hand from quality brands like Ryco, Rexroth, Hydac and Enerpac. If you can't get to them, they'll send a Ryco 24/7 van to you anytime, anywhere. blshipway.com.au, a South Australian team you can count on.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamarek. New Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is on his way to Japan to hold high-level security talks with other world leaders at the Quad Summit. A second man from Victoria has now been charged with murder after a fatal gang brawl in Adelaide CBD last month. This year's Christmas pageant will return to the streets of Adelaide after the pandemic forced it to be moved to Adelaide Oval for the last 2 years. And 4 Aussies have been eliminated on the opening day of the French Open, including Thanasi Kokonakis. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Regency Park, there's a breakdown South Road near Grand Junction Road. Elizabeth Grove, crash there, Main North Road near Fairfield Road. Smithfield, another collision, Main North Road near Yilly Road. And Glen Osmond, car on fire, Portrush Road near Gillies Road. Busy right now, Tapley's Hill Road near Anzac Highway. And we've got cameras Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove and Montague Road at Cavan. Click Frenzy Mayhem starts 6:30pm tomorrow. Save up to 80% with thousands of deals across hundreds of brands. Can't wait? Sign up now at clickfrenzy.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Clear tonight, a low of 13. Cloudy tomorrow, 22. Right now it's 22. More news at 5 o'clock and as it happens on 5AA.
Shane Lynch was just 13 when his parents found dirty magazines under his bed. I mean, they were filthy, covered in concrete, dust and muck. Copies of Dreamy Driveways and Concrete Connoisseur. This fetish later gave birth to Adelaide Exposed Concrete. Highly skilled professionals dedicated to pouring perfect concrete paths, sheds and exposed aggregate driveways. AdelaideExposedConcrete.com.au. Best on ground all year round.
Mini Jumbuck, Australia's favourite wool bedding products. Now located in McLaren Vale, Mini Jumbuck has a great range of quality Australian-made wool bedding products to suit all sleepers and all climates. You'll love their extensive range of Australian-made quilts, mattress toppers and pillows too. And remember, Mini Jumbuck McLaren Vale also stock a huge range of genuine sheepskin Ugg boots and quality merino wool clothing. For Australia's favourite wool products, call into Mini Jumbuck McLaren Vale, open 7 days.
Great news from Dave Benson Caravans. They have just secured the brand new range of Cedar Caravans. Cedar Caravans are 100% Australian made and offer premium quality couple vans, bunk vans and off-road vans. And the best part? They are all ready for delivery right now. Yep, no waiting. So get your caravan sooner and start your holiday journey in a new 100% Aussie-made Cedar Caravan. Exclusive to Dave Benson Caravans, where your adventure begins. 64 Grand Junction Road, Kilburn.
Scraped your caravan? Your insurance should cover that. Speak to Walker Crash Repairs and let them fix it.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
27 minutes to 5. We have a number of calls from the Adelaide Crows fans. Where are the Port Adelaide fans to have their say on the weekend? What you liked, what you disliked. It's a hard trip down to Geelong. Maybe people weren't expecting the win. But if you want to get it off your chest, the man to speak to is here right now. You can see every game live of the AFL loud in the amazing sports bar at the Lakes Hotel, West Lakes.
Tim Ginnivan.
Yeah, the man who sings about himself and the only man in this room that would get away with that is Timmy G. How are you, mate?
I got no oi for you today, mate. I'm fresh out of ois. Yeah, look, it was a disappointing loss in that you sort of felt that Geelong weren't travelling that well. And
Not
you
really.
thought there's a bit of an opportunity here. That one of the ruckmen pull out, Reece Stanley, before the game. You're thinking, okay, this is on the table here. You're having a game that's a bit of an arm wrestle. It's not pretty, but you're a point up at half time. I'm going, this could be a game that they sneak like they did against St Kilda.
Right in it, my word.
Second half,
2
beating
goals.
around the contest, really. And what was probably most disappointing about that was it was just Geelong weren't pretty.
No.
But you know what it was? They just wanted it more. And I think that's the most insulting thing when you play, is that I wasn't beaten by a guy who was just too good for me. I was actually beaten by a guy who just wanted it more. That would really get up my goat.
Lost contested ball second half, -29. That's your worst number for the year.
Yep.
It was -25 against the Demons, -24 Carlton, but sometimes you can be too good. So, yeah, that's not good. 2 goals for the second half. Just one before we go to the callers, and please, Port people, you've got Timmy G here, 822 300 00. How long will you persist with SPP and Ruck?
Yeah, look, he's done a couple of interesting roles.
Yeah.
But look, I actually sort of thought, I think if Charlie comes back, and by all accounts, if Charlie gets through training okay, he will play this week against the Bombers, right? So that'll probably relieve that problem of having Sam Powell-Pepper.
Yep.
Because I think what it did for Sam too, it took him away from what he's been playing, and that is that defensive forward with the pressure and all that. So he's having to concentrate on ruck contests when really we want him doing the role he was doing and doing so well. So yeah, you're right. That's probably one of the things that will be fixed by Charlie's return.
I don't want to sound harsh here, but Darcy Byrne-Jones, I watched his game closely. I looked at his number. He had 1 contested win. So that's one. Now, his primary job, I would have thought, when you got the quality of Houston and Burt and all those boys behind the ball that are good kickers, is not to get 17 uncontested balls, link up for those kicks and then kick. I'm not going to say I don't want him to kick, but I think he's better when his first job is to stop, because I think he's really good at that.
Okay, and that's how he came into the team.
That's exactly
That's how
right.
he came into the team, was to lock down on the dangerous small forward.
And he's bloody good at
get
that.
On him. So, but, Stengel got off the hook a few times, 3 goals, and kicked some important ones too at crucial times. And the thing about that is, you're right, they've got really good kicks down there. And as
he
a
turns
player,
the ball over.
You've got to play to your strengths.
Yep.
And your strengths are not those of Houston and Burton and the likes of that, because that's not your strength. Your strength when you came in that side was you put your body on the line all the time, you won contested possession, and you locked down on your small forward.
Yep. Let's go to our calls. Let's go to Sterling, what a be to full part of Adelaide. Hello, Mark.
Good evening, gentlemen. Timmy.
Hey, Mark.
Stephen. Yes, the weekend, take nothing away from Geelong. They just came to play in the second half more so than we did, I think. I like that we had a dip. As you said earlier just then, Timmy, that up to half-time it looked like this was on. It really looked like it was on. One of the things that I've become aware of is that you can't buy experience. And what is happening, we've got 5 prime starters that aren't playing there at the moment through injury and possibly form. But if those 5 start to come back, the further along we go, this can't hurt and could see a bit more of a turnaround in the remaining games. So I'm not giving up at this point, and I don't think as supporters we should. I think with the slow return, Dixon, Fantasia, Dersma, McKenzie, and there's a 5th one, Bonner. These guys come back the further on the season goes. Granted, we've got to keep winning, but hey, I don't think it's all lost.
Mark, I think what put Port Adelaide in a difficult position was losing the first 5, so they're in a precarious position as far as losing. I still sort of looked at the season ahead, and you can't predict anything like that, but it means Port have to win 7 of the last 11, because I think they'll take care of the Bombers this week at home, and then I think they've got to win 7 of that last 11 to make final. So what it does do is put you in a position that you just can't drop any games that you've got to win.
Well, if they're good enough, and like what Ken said post-game, our best is still to come. Do you agree with that? He still thinks his best football as a team is still to come.
The best has to come.
It has to come. Hello, Luke.
Hello, boys. Look, I disagree with that last caller. Timmy, I don't see us finishing any better than last year. Can you agree on that? Do you honestly...
Oh, how do you mean last year?
Like, making a prelim. Making a prelim.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Honestly, do you think that Port will make a prelim final this year?
Yeah, look, at the moment,
Honestly.
Luke, I think that the focus is trying to make finals step one, and you're right, Luke. It's going to be it's an uphill battle.
Right, so we're still yet to play Melbourne. We're still yet to play Fremantle or Flying, apart from last week's loss. we've got to play Sydney and Richmond, right? So these are games that they're in the top 8, and I don't see us winning. Now, look, Ken Hinkley's been there for a long time now. He's the longest-serving coach in history not to make the grand final, I think. I read in a stat somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's right,
I think we need a change. And, you know, a few weeks ago, Rowey, you were calling, where's all the Ken knockers? We were just sitting there, wait and see what happens. You're not going to win finals. You're not going to get in the top 8 beating teams that are below you on the table. You're not going to get anywhere. The only way we could get change, and for our best to come, is for a new leadership, new coach. I'm pretty passionate about it. I hope they prove me wrong, but I haven't been wrong about much lately. So,
okay, well, look, let me just put this little caveat there when I say to the Ken knockers, and you're clearly one of them. I think with the work he's done at that club, from when he got to the club, for what he's achieved, the last 2 prelims, he's played in 3 prelims, he deserves the clean air and the respect from people like you, Luke, and the club to right this ship. Now, whether he succeeds or fails, he deserves clean air to right the ship, Luke. Would you agree with that? He's earned that.
He has earned a lot of respect.
Correct.
He's done very, very well.
That's what I fight for. I don't like the disrespect shown to him when he deserves that, Luke.
So, Rowey, I'm not disrespecting Ken. I'm just saying that we need a new direction. He would be great at another club. I hope he gets the premiership. He's a great person. He's a really, really one of those people you're attracted to. I remember in 2013, everyone was on board with Ken. Everybody, all the supporters, all 50,000 of them or whatever they had. He turned the club around. But sometimes things just don't go to plan, and he's entitled to have another crack. I just don't think it's in Port Adelaide.
Okay, thanks, Luke. Passionate. Hello, Roger.
How you going, dudes?
Hang on, dudes.
Yeah, Roger.
Now, listen, mate. I watched the game on whenever it was, Saturday, whatever it was.
Yep.
And, Lumen, it was just like they were running wide, taking receives, and then just pumping it in every time. And it's the same thing. Then I've got my son in my ear, ringing me up, going, Kenny's gone. And I'm going, it's nothing to do with Kenny. It's these blokes on the field. They need to let them wake up. They need to slap down the ear and going, you're playing footy, dude. If you run forward, you got to run back. You got to run forward, you got to run back. Don't blame Kenny. Kenny's got nothing to do with it at all. It's those blokes on the field. They don't work hard enough. If they work harder, then they'll get the results. And in the weekend, I thought, yep, they're going to come and work hard today. They didn't work hard. They're soft cocks.
Oh, we had to dump that. Sorry, Rog, that last bit. We'll wind you down because you ended on a swearing note. Do you agree with, in essence, what Roger was doing till he got
it was
so mercifully dumped?
The second half, Port
like
Adelaide.
I should have this morning on Brecky.
Yeah, Port Adelaide definitely didn't work hard enough in that second half.
No.
And that, like I said, they were in it up to half time, albeit it wasn't a very pretty game, but Geelong just wanted it more. And that's the point that Roger's trying to make, is that they weren't hungry enough to get in and win contested possession.
Minus 29.
And then go in and then use the ball from there. But I felt like it was a bit of a letdown after what could have been a really big opportunity to probably steal one that we're talking about this back half of the year.
5 and 5.
And that's the difference.
Big comeback if they had have. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the ever-popular Chad Corn.
Yes, a couple of text messages for Sip and Save before we do. This one from Rog, who says, Tim, nothing to despair about. Geelong and Geelong is a mental thing. Couple of changes. Look forward to next week. Someone said Port Adelaide losing in Geelong shouldn't come as a surprise. Only 2 consecutive losses in 16 years, back in 06 and 15.
Unbelievable record.
Shane said, is Orazio Fantasia's body up to the rigours of AFL, or is it almost over?
He didn't play yesterday in the Magpies game.
Was a soft tissue injury, a driver or something?
My understanding was, tightness, they sort of said to me as I was going up. But, that sort of says to me it's difficult when you don't have that confidence in your body.
Oh.
So, it could be
He
a
is
long
a
year for
prodigious
Orazio, unfortunately.
Talent, that lad.
Someone said leave Ken alone. Luke and the other knockers can get stuffed. I'd much rather take the 10 years over clubs like Carlton who haven't had any success. Coaches' votes are through. Dan Houston got 7, Cameron 7, Guthrie 6, Tom Stewart 5, DeConning 2, Atkins 2, and Tyson Stengel 1.
See, that was fairly spread, wasn't it?
So Dan
and that's what I say.
Houston
Nobody
and
really dominated that
Like
game.
Paddy didn't take the game with a
correct,
scruff
no
the neck
individual,
or-
you know,
no.
exactly. So
I agree.
It was an interesting battle up to half time, but it was just the sheer want of Geelong in the second half that won it.
Before we get to the Chad, it's always about the Chad. Port Adelaide take on Essendon Sunday, 4:40 at the Oval. If you'd like to go, locker room tickets. We've got a very quick quiz for you. Entry, premium seating, private bar, exclusive viewing, and food and beverage. 8223 0055. Line up now.
Woo-hoo.
Traffic for your drive home. You can get incredible into financial year deals right now at Wavell Mitsubishi and Southern Mitsubishi.
At Regency Park, breakdown on South Road near Grand Junction Road. Elizabeth Grove, crash on Main North Road near Fairfield Road. Smithfield, a collision there, Main North Road near Yulee Road. And Plimpton, another collision, Marion Road near Merengue Avenue. Look out for a car on fire, Glen Osmond Road, Portrush Road near Gillies Road, and a camera, Bartels Road in the city. From hairdressers to florists and everyone in between, stop paying FPOS bills. No terminal rental, no merchant fees. Visit smartpay.com.au. Minimum turnover and T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Catch Port Adelaide big key forward Charlie Dixon each week on Rowey Sports Show.
Big Charlie's kicked it!
Thanks to Macca's. Earn points on your Macca's run after the game with My Macca's Rewards. Macca's SA, home of footy.
Swan has been keeping Australian families safe for 35 years and is #1 in do-it-yourself security. Swan has a complete lineup of security solutions, from 4K CCTV systems with sensor lights and alarms to wireless cameras, doorbells and more. Receive alerts, see and control everything on your phone using the Swan Security app. It's easy and affordable. Swan Security from Bunnings, Harvey Norman, Jcard, JB Hi-Fi, The Good Guys and Swan.com. Prevent crime all the time with Swan Security.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Tax time is around the corner, so now's the time to upgrade your home office with a laptop that's packed with features. HP have taken a fresh approach to the new i7 laptop. This 15.6-inch i7 comes preloaded with Windows 11 and an ecosystem of rich software designed to create the ideal place for you to think, express and create. The visuals are crystal clear with its 2 million pixel Full HD screen. The 256 gig memory is SSD, which means it boots up quickly and runs quietly. The long life battery will easily give you a full day's charge. And best yet, it comes with a $200 Harvey Norman gift voucher. Take the HP 15 i7 home for tax time, just $998.
Check out this great offer at 5AA.com.au. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Don't just send it, ace it.
I'm with Chris from ASIC Couriers, an SA family business, doing great things for your business.
Thanks, Rowey. Our drivers all undergo intensive training, and the ASIC compliance team regularly audit our fleet. Plus, we use the latest satellite technology to track your deliveries. No matter what it is, we can deliver it safely and on time. Visit asiccouriers.com.au.
Don't just send it, ace it.
This is the sound of Julian's bargain price vacuum with deep express suction. This is the sound of Julian trying to fix his bargain price vacuum, which infuriates him deeply. Yes, this is the sound of bargain regret. When it comes to the important stuff, like insurance, don't risk it. Go to Amy instead, who offers great value cover you won't regret. Amy does. Before buying insurance issued by AAI Limited Trading as Amy, read the PDS at amy.com.au. TMD also available.
You're off then?
Yes, dear.
The backyard needs a good trim with the ride-on mower.
Totally. The kids will be done shortly, so they need picking up from the Oval.
Good plan. Why are you giving me the car keys?
You can't walk to the Oval, silly. Oh, don't worry, the backyard will look fantastic by the time you get back. Mwah.
Okay, dear. But I get the ride-on next time?
We'll see. Probably not.
Stanford Mowers for ride-ons. 590 Main North Road, Jeps Cross. stanfordmowers.com.au.
Scraped your caravan? Don't worry. Call Walker Crash Repairs, your RAA-approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
11 minutes to 5. Very shortly, Chad Corns is going to join us from Port Adelaide. Mark Bickley coming up after 5 o'clock.
Well, we've got our 5AA locker room double, and our quizmaster is Timmy G. Here's Timmy.
Good on you, mate. I'll tell you what, it's a simple game. Just get the question right, and you win those tickets to the Port Adelaide game v Essendon Sunday at 4:40 at the Adelaide Oval. Get entry to the game, premium seating, access to the private bar, see the players warming up and cheering and all the rest of it afterwards, and food and beverage is the most important thing. All right, who we got on the line? We got Robert from Mangle Vale. G'day, Robert.
G'day, Timmy. Stephen, how are you?
Good, Rob.
Okay, my friend, here is the question. What was the last year that Essendon won a final?
Give him a clue.
It was in the 2000s.
We'll give you a two. We'll give you a two.
It's in the noughties.
Okay.
I think it was not a grand final, just a semi-final.
Just
things
the
like
final.
That, you say?
Just the final.
Would be 2000 and 2001.
Sorry, Robert. Let's go to Blakeview. Ian.
G'day.
2004.
Oh, Ian, gee, you knew that right away.
They beat Melbourne by 5 points. Elimination final. Bombers haven't lost a final since 2004.
And apologies to all the Bombers fans for reminding them of that.
Yeah, well done.
I didn't do it.
Let's go to our next guest. Looking forward to this. Port up at half-time. They're out-muscled probably in the second half, only scored the 2 goals to 7. Joining us, their defensive coach, as I said, the ever-popular Chad Corns. Cornsy, welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys. Good to be on.
Tale of two halves?
Yeah, it was. The review today was, like you guys have been speaking about, all based around the contest or lack of from us, especially in the second half. So, yeah, we had a good review, completely based around the contest of each line. What we need from each other going forward, and we'll train that heavily this week.
Yeah, Chad, I was making the comments on the day when we were doing the game, and I said, look, the ball seems to be coming out of the forward line too easily. We seem to be getting beat around the contest, and we're making a few blues down back. How did that review go in each of the thirds?
Spot on, Timmy. Yeah, I think the forwards who had been really solid as a group in their contest, in taking contested marks, but at worst getting the ball to ground over the last month. Probably wasn't their finest display in that regard on the weekend. It was, like you said, some of the kicks inside 50 weren't ideal, but you've got to at least create a better contest to get the ball to ground, so it's not just coming straight back out. I think Stewart for them had a big impact.
Yep.
The mids, bigger bodies, Geelong pushed us around a little bit, and like you said, down back. I thought for the most part the boys held up quite well.
Yep.
I thought Close did a reasonable job on Hawkins, who's obviously one of the great forwards of the competition.
Yeah.
TJ returned, and he just played some really tough, Tom Jonas light footy, and I think Ali is slowly getting back to his best form that he showed last year. But all in all, as a team, it just wasn't consistent enough, the contest across the 4 quarters.
And I didn't think Geelong were that pretty at what they were doing. I didn't think that they were, doing incredibly smooth, linked up football, you name it. So it was just sheer grunt. And that was the thing I said was, as a player, you find that more offensive, I reckon, as a player, that you were just out-wanted.
Yeah, you're right with the style they came with. It was a real surge mentality from them. I think I was speaking to Brett Montgomery today, and he was saying 90% of their exits from stoppage were just that hack forward, get it forward type footy. So you're right, it wasn't pretty. And yeah, I think just when it's that kind of style, it is a bit like you said, who wants it more? And it's a game I'm hoping we learn a lot from. So next time we come up against an opponent like that or a style like that, and it could be this weekend because conditions I don't think are going to be too going to be that great, wet and windy. So it's a style we're just going to have to improve. That's for sure.
Went down to Loxton yesterday to watch the Russell Ebert tribute game and saw the Magpies play and just saw some good performances. It would be encouraging, I suppose, to put pressure on in selection. Xavier Dersma, that's a confidence builder for him. I thought the little fellas in Mead, McEntee and Schofield were terrific. Sam Mays had a good game and Big Charlie looked just about ready.
Yeah, I went down as well yesterday morning, and it was a great atmosphere. Like, I think they did a really good job.
Excellent.
The people of Loxton to put that game on. The crowd was buzzing. It was a reasonable crowd, and just a good feeling there. And what I was most impressed with the guys that travelled to Geelong emergencies to the AFL team, and then fly back from Geelong Saturday night, travel to Loxton Sunday morning, and all of them put in a great performance. So that was something they should be proud of. And as a team, I thought they played the right way. So the guys you mentioned, X was outstanding. I think Charlie's definitely put his name up in lights this week, and I'd be pretty positive if he gets through training during the week, pulls up well, I'm pretty confident he'll come back to the AFL team on Sunday.
So SPP's done the ruck work. We get that. Do we think that Charlie will be able to tip out your ruckman there for the second ruck role, Chad?
Well, I was, again, watching yesterday, some of his forwards, he took the forward stoppages yesterday, Charlie, and was really impressive in the way he got his first hand to it. Created shots on goal for the guys around him. So, if it's not him, you could put, Toddy, Jeremy, those types in there. But Pep's done a great job. That you probably need him for doing his work
his
up there.
Normal role.
He's obviously very much undersized. When you're undersized like that, you can give away free kicks that just, the bigger guys wouldn't give away. So something we'll definitely look at during the week.
Got a sip and save text. How far away is Riley Bonner?
Yeah, close. He was running today and running really well. Did a bit of change of direction. So he'll do a full session, when are we on? Wednesday and Friday. And if he gets through that, he should be ready to go this weekend.
And how bad was Orazio? Was it just precautionary?
Yeah. Tightness, I heard.
Yeah, it was nothing to do with his original injury. It was
good.
just because he's been doing a lot of work to get himself up to match condition and just had a bit of that, DOM soreness, I think in his quad. Nothing serious, but just wasn't, ready to take the risk with it in either game this weekend. So he was another one that was out there running today, looking sharp. So, we'll wait and see what happens with him this week.
Essendon home. Good luck, Chad, and thanks as always for your time.
Okay, thanks, guys.
See you, mate.
Open and frank, love him.
Yep, always. Direct, exactly the way he played.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it. Hey, boys, I know you love your AFL football, but there's no better place to watch it than the amazing sports bar at the Lakes Hotel, West Lakes. Oh, FIVEAA Group, magnificent people. And you can see it on the massive 5-metre LED super screen. They've got the TAB there, great beers on tap, of course, lovely wine selection. The view of the lake just tops it off.
A really good sip and save text just landed, and I'm going to put this to you, Timmy. If Charlie's in, who drops out? It's from Joe. We should have asked.
Well,
Chad,
can I just add to that too, because Chad did mention the weather. So Sunday 4:10, Port Adelaide Essendon, 10 mils, showers increasing, 30k northerlies.
Yeah. So for the next
What's
3
the
days,
forward line look like?
You're not going in tall. Simple as that.
You're not having a four-headed monster?
Yeah.
Who drops out?
That's a tough call.
Yeah, it's a tough call because
So it's Marshall,
they've been working
Giorgio,
pretty well.
or Finlayson.
And Finlayson. So they've been working well prior to probably this week. So it's a tough one, but somebody's got to go.
Well, last in, first out. It's Finlayson, isn't it?
I think you're right.
Yeah. That's what I'd do.
Let's ring the chat
I'm
back
playing
and ask him.
Charlie because he's our friend.
Good on you, Timmy.
Thanks, boys.
We will hear you part of
See ya,
5AA's coverage. We're going to take a break. On the other side, we have a full board of Crows calls to get to. They're not happy. The natives are restless. Mark Bickley to address that next.
G'day, it's Mark Bickley. For most business PC brands, a 4-hour service guarantee means they'll call you back in 4 hours. But at Leader Computers, a 4-hour service guarantee on Leader's business range means they'll come to your worksite and have you back in business inside 4 hours. Leader Computers are local, made here in Adelaide with better service, better support and speedy turnaround times. Live life local. Live life Leader. Leader Computers. Find your local dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
Great news for people on the move. Budget Car and Truck Rental have a new location, just north of the city at 354 North East Road, Clemzig, open 7 days a week. So, if you're moving out, or in, taking a load to the tip, or going on a big trip, you can do it all with Budget Car and Truck Rental. 7 metro locations, including their new site at Clemzig. Call 13 27 27. That's 13 27 27.
I'm Kathy Nagel, the Chief Executive Officer of Western Hospital at Henley Beach. Cardiovascular disease is prevalent within our community. Younger people are dying unexpectedly or ignore the symptoms of heart disease. You can avoid heart attack by knowing the signs and practicing heart health. Our cardiologists and vascular surgeons consult at Western Hospital and provide a wide range of services from testing to intervention within state-of-the-art facilities. Don't be a statistic, Visit westernhospital.com.au.
Mini Jumbuck, Australia's favourite wool bedding products. Now located in McLaren Vale, Mini Jumbuck has a great range of quality Australian-made wool bedding products to suit all sleepers and all climates. You'll love their extensive range of Australian-made quilts, mattress toppers and pillows too. And remember, Mini Jumbuck McLaren Vale also stock a huge range of genuine sheepskin Ugg boots and quality merino wool clothing. For Australia's favourite wool products, call into Mini Jumbuck McLaren Vale, open 7 days.
5AA's Business Lounge with Leith Forrest.
I'm here with Mark Borlace from RAA. Welcome, Mark.
Hi, Leith.
We all know RAA is great for getting individuals back on the road with road service, but you can also help businesses. Tell us a bit about your fleet road service.
Whether your business depends on one vehicle or an entire fleet, the last thing you want is a mechanical or electrical breakdown, and this is where RAA Road Service for Business comes in. No matter who's behind the wheel of the company vehicle, we can come and get it back on the road.
And being fleet road service, just how many vehicles does this cover?
Now, it's a great question. Fleet Road Service covers as little as 1 or 2 nominated vehicles or all of them. With over 350 road service patrols, RAA is on hand 24/7 to keep your business on the move.
Mark, that is brilliant. To find out more, search RAA Road Service for Business. It's subject to limitations on battery range and availability. Delivery of battery replacement only available to holders of road service. T's and C's apply. Available from RAA.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Mostly clear tonight, a low of 8 with the 5 o'clock news. I'm Michaela Kamarek.
2 early bird winners get $500,000 cash in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery. Deadline midnight Friday.
The Australian Electoral Commission is now giving Labor 76 seats, meaning the party can govern in its own right. Anthony Albanese says he's deeply honoured to serve as Australia's 31st Prime Minister. He was sworn in this morning.
I, Anthony Norman Albanese, do solemnly and sincerely affirm and declare that I will well and truly serve the Commonwealth of Australia, her land and her people in the office of Prime Minister.
Mr Albanese is now flying to Tokyo for high-level security talks with the US, Japan and India. While a clear winner could emerge in the still undecided Sturt by tonight, counting of the 20,000 postal votes in the Adelaide Eastern Suburbs seat continues. Liberal MP James Stephens has gained a slight lead over Labor, while Josh Frydenberg has conceded defeat in his Melbourne electorate of Kooyong. He says it's been an incredible privilege to serve the community for 12 years. A second man has been charged with murder after the fatal CBD stabbing between warring African gangs on Anzac Day. 25-year-old Melbourne man Nicole Bowl was chased down and stabbed on North Terrace. A 21-year-old Victorian man was initially arrested for aggravated affray, but following further investigations, he's also been charged with murder. A 17-year-old boy from Victoria was also previously charged with murder. Police are investigating a carjacking at Elizabeth South early this morning. Just before 4 a.m, 37-year-old Matthew Linton was sitting in his car on Willison Road having a cigarette when 4 men in an orange ute pulled up. One jumped out and threatened him with the knife.
Give us your keys, with the knife in his hand, saying they're going to stab me. When I said no, he stuck the knife through the window and stabbed my chest.
He left his mobile phone in the car and then tracked it to Greatley Street at Elizabeth Grove. Police found the Ford sedan soon after, but there was no sign of the offenders. Santa Claus will be coming back to the streets of Adelaide this year after the COVID pandemic forced the annual Christmas pageant to be moved to Adelaide Oval for the last 2 years. It's now set to return to its traditional format in 2022. Director Brian Gilbertson says the pageant will also be celebrating its 90th anniversary.
That's only 10 short of 100, isn't it? That's a long time for an event to be so loved and supported. Everybody's mentality here is that we caretake this event for the people of South Australia.
Just over 3,100 new COVID cases have been reported in SA today and no deaths, but testing rates were down around 12% on the day before. 238 people are in hospital, including 10 in ICU. Now turning to 5AA sport. New world record holder Ariane Titmus says she'll skip this year's World Swimming Championships but will compete at the Birmingham Commonwealth Games. She broke Katie Ledecky's 6-year-old world record in the 400 freestyle, but says she doesn't want the pressure she felt last year.
I definitely wanted to have more of a relaxed year. I feel like Commonwealth Games is such a fun meet. It's, a great team environment. We're in the village. The level of competition isn't quite at the standard that a World Championships is.
It's been a hard day for the Australian contingent at the French Tennis Open. Jason Kubler has advanced to the second round, but Alexei Poprin, Thanasi Kokkinakis, Chris O'Connell and Astrid Sharma have all been eliminated. And Max Verstappen has won the Spanish Grand Prix. Aussie Daniel Ricciardo was 12th. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Chipped windscreen? Complete Windscreens repair it on the spot. $75. CompleteWindscreens.com.au.
At Regency Park, there's a breakdown South Road near Grand Junction Road. Darlington, Urgent Electrical Works, Flagstaff Road near Main South Road. Queenstown, Burst Water Main, Old Port Road near Wilson Street, and another Burst Water Main at Hampstead Gardens. North East Road near OG Road, speeds reduced. Cameras, Langman Grove, Felixstowe and Robe Terrace at North Adelaide. Super Cheap Auto Super Clearance Sale on now. Huge reductions in store. Don't miss out. Click and collect it. Visit supercheapauto.com.au. Make it super. Super Cheap Auto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Clear tonight, a low of 13, becoming cloudy tomorrow, 22. Wednesday showers, 19, and Thursday showers continuing, a top of 19. Right now it's 21. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
A motorist carjacked in Adelaide's north. See it happen. A mask's about to come off in schools. We have the latest. Big news on SA's biggest event, the Christmas pageant. Keeping players safe. How local footy officials are trying to put an end to dangerous tackles. And the push to introduce menstrual leave for Australian women. I'm Brenton Raglis. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
This is Rowey's Sports Show. Stephen Rowe and Lee Forrest.
6 minutes after 5, Bix very shortly. Big last hour on the way. Zach Stubblety-Cook, one of the many great swimmers who graced our pool over the weekend, just broke a lazy 200-metre breaststroke world record. Also, Ned McHenry from the Crows coming up, and we'll run you through an exciting last day of the English Premier League. But all thanks to Magain Real Estate. If you're selling, the buy is ready to go right now. Sold by Magain again. Time for Bix.
Number 26, the captain, Mark Bickley.
The skip, Mark Bickley.
Yeah, no nonsense intro for a no nonsense man. Bix, welcome.
Good afternoon, Rowey. How are you?
Did that one get away? One that got away? Oh, I don't know why I was so frustrated after the game.
Oh, look, I think Adelaide had lots of the ball. The way they tried to play, they tried to possess the ball, got lots and lots of numbers back deep in defence to try and sort of negate the forward prowess of a couple of those big guys down there for the Saints, which they did for almost 2/3 of the game. And then when they worked hard enough to be able to generate the opportunities, they weren't able to finish off. And then, unfortunately, the last quarter unravelled a bit, didn't it? And it's probably been the story of Adelaide the last month. They've had 6 goals to nothing in the third quarter against Carlton. There's the game there. 6 goals to 1 against Brisbane. There's the game there. And 8 goals to 3 in the last quarter against St Kilda. There's the game right there.
Yeah, 8-8 from set shots to 11-2's another one. I want to play this. This is Matty Nicks post-match, had this to say.
Yeah, we feel fantastic. Yeah, we just lost a game of footy. We're not here to lose. In saying that, I was really positive with our group because we ticked, I'd say, 10 or 12 boxes of things we got right on the night, and we can pinpoint exactly what it was that cost us the game of footy. So we know what to now work on, and we know we're already working on that, and we're already putting the hours in, and we know that'll turn quickly.
Tick 10 or 12 boxes. So is it out of 100? Or is it out of 15? Was one of the boxes selection?
Look, I think what Matthew Nicks is saying is, on the balance of probabilities, if they'd have kicked better, they would have won.
And he's right.
Yeah, he is.
He is right.
But at the same time, if you flipped it around the other way, I don't think St Kilda played great either. And when I look at Adelaide's game style, and there were times when Adelaide had all 18 players in defence. Yeah. Taylor Walker was standing the mark, 17 other players are inside the defensive 50. I look at that
and then they get the ball and they chip it, have a lot of uncontested marks until they get it to a position where they can attack. One, it's just hard work. And I heard you mention that they've kicked 8, 9, 10 and 8 or something, so they're averaging 9 goals a game. And what happens and what happens when it's like that is exactly that on the weekend, where Adelaide are trying to win 12 goals to 9 or 11 goals to 8. If you do miss a couple,
which they did,
or if you
turn it over,
turn it over, or you have 10 minutes where it's a bit of a lapse, and we just talked about the 3 opportunities where those other teams went 6, 6 and 8. That's the end of the game. So it's got to be, you've got to be perfect. You've got to be up for those whole 100 minutes. It's a high maintenance style of play. You're touching the ball a lot, and if you do turn the ball over, you get hurt going back the other way. So I don't know, I think you can do a one-off plan. Maybe it was a one-off because Jordan Butts wasn't playing. We're undersized. We'll get all our numbers back. But I just don't think that's a sustainable premiership style of football that you can look at and say that's the way we're going about it. And the other thing that is, I think, impacting is there's so many people saying, why aren't people going to the footy? Why aren't people going to the footy? And there's umpires. I heard people say that, and there's lots of different reasons. But I get the job each week of picking the McGain Real Estate Mark of the Day. There was really only one mark, and that was Shane McAdam, ran back with the flight. Strawny sort of protected him a bit. That was the only highlight mark for Adelaide that day. The Beechwood Homes goal of the day. McAdam again, soccer one off the ground. Other than that, I think Josh Rochelle ran around and kicked one from 50. Every other shot was a set shot.
They're too dour.
So if I paid $150 for myself and the family and the couple of kids to go along there and lined up and did all of that,
$15 for 2 waters,
and then I can only recount 4 highlights for the game, well, is it any wonder why I say, are we going this week or are we not going? So
I said that in the opening.
Yeah,
it needs to change the DNA
because
first to 100 wins.
But you know the people that are turning up, Carlton fans. Carlton played a sellout match. Could not get a ticket against Sydney at Marvel. Hawthorn's crowds are up this year. Melbourne's crowds are up this year. What do? They all kick goals. They all attack.
Said that in the opener.
Brisbane the same. So I think
time to change.
Well, you can only
he's ingrained the DNA because we've got a bloke coming up, Ned McHenry. Yeah. He is the DNA. They have a crack. God, for the talent they've got, for where they are and what they've done. Matty Nicks, take a bow. Because they're playing.
I think that's a little bit. You're flattering him a little bit. Take a bow.
Well, not take a bow because it is a win-loss game, and I'm getting frustrated. I am, but they're competing. So if his aim was to compete, not get blown off the park and be in games, and we're going to lose the odd one, in moments, well then tick that box. There's one of his 15 boxes. But now it's time to change the DNA. You've got that. That's a building block, if you like. Let's take the game on.
I think
let's reward for effort and start scoring on the scoreboard.
And I think, like you say, I think the club's very unified. The players enjoy being down there doing that, and they exactly look like that. But at the same time, after 2019, where they were non-competitive, I think you get a year to be competitive, but you've got to be more than competitive.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's what we said.
And so right now, they're in between because they've got a lot of players. I'll use Sam Berry as an example. I just had a look at his kicking efficiency. He kicked it at 30% on the weekend. So you can tackle 13 times again the week before. You can have 9 tackles this week. But if you get 10 kicks and only 3 of them hit a target,
but Nixie's rewarding that. You go through the whole team. He rewards people.
So what
that
I'm
can
saying
tackle,
is,
chase and pressure.
If Sam Berry is a bright young player, and you've recruited a number of those players to your footy club, it's very hard then to say, well, we're going to play a really skillful game where we're going to try and peel them off through the middle, because those guys aren't built for that. They don't have the ability to break hard and sprint and use that speed to advantage to get goal side of their opponent. So you've picked a group of players who are going to play a certain way, who have strengths to complement your game style. You can't just flick a switch and change the game style. So I think that there's a bit of work to be done over a period of time to get the personnel to be able to play a game style which is exciting and brave.
That's list management, isn't it? Hello, Mike.
G'day, Stephen. I'm up against the voice of reason.
Go hard, Mike, because I try. Go hard. Bix is with you.
No, he's too good.
Try me, Mike.
Mike,
I'm sure I'm
bow.
not.
Come on. It's in your DNA.
No, my slant on things is that if he's going to tick boxes, I mean, he must have boxes on his mind after voting on Saturday, the Senate ticket.
Well said.
I think he's got to look at maybe the coach, the selection committee, and the football department. Now, one thing, I think there's a lot of lack of confidence, frustration and confusion, and a lack of a solid game plan. Now, I used to watch your lad at the start of the season, Stephen, and I used to think, Jimmy's thinking of too many things to do instead of instantly picking one option. Then I realised he never had any options. When he got the ball, he had no options to kick to. And I can see a lot of frustration and confusion, this business of dropping 3 or 4 players at a time and bringing 3 or 4 in, that's to me is not confidence building. O'Brien has worked his guts out for us. He had a couple of two bad games because I think he was tired, but you don't drop him. For God's sake.
Yeah, well, Mike, he might be back this week, and I'd probably debate the 2-ruck system there. Mike, thank you. Vix was nodding his head all the way through that.
Spot on.
Hello, Julie.
Hello, boys. How are you?
Good, Julie.
Good. Look, I have to say, I agree too with Vix, but when Nick said if they ticked, some of the boxes, this year I find, even though I know they've lost and I know that's not good, but I still like watching them. For some reason.
Good.
I sort of get and the thing is, when you're talking about people going, my youngest grandson, who's just 8, Leo, he went for the first time on Saturday night. My daughter took him. He's got all the gear, the Guernsey, the scarf, the hat, You reckon that kid was going to Disneyland or something, honestly.
Beautiful.
She sent me all these photos, and he was just like the face, it was gorgeous. And I thought, that's beautiful because he knows what a special thing that is to go to that, and see all the crowd and everything. And he just loves the Crows. And I think, a story like that is good to hear because we need to have people like, things like that to know because it is our team.
Well, that's real, Julie. Thanks for sharing that. Have we got anything for Julie?
We do. We've got a $50 voucher to Pals. I'm sure Leo would love it.
We'll just get some lemonade and then
grandson.
a little
pick out a whiskey.
Thanks, Julie. Let's go to Mawson Lakes. Hello, Tony.
Yeah, guys. I just want to give Bix 4 quick points to think about. First one, team selection. Let's look at the last 4 games. Maybe GWS. Green kicks 5. Carlton, Curnow kicks 6. Brisbane, Cameron kicks 6. Saints, King kicks 6. So what we've got to look at that there, you'd be questioning your matchups and your ability to react on matchups on the day, and I think that's in the coach's box. And particularly the last one where you had the Saints where you go in the game with no 200-centimetre defender. That is just ludicrous. He doesn't get any shorter as the game goes on, but they get tighter.
Yeah, well, we made that point. The ones with Charlie Cameron, like Charlie Cameron kicked 6. In terms of matchups, they started with Luke Brown. They flipped that around. He had 3 opponents. He was just too good, and there are sometimes that happens. But the one on the weekend, if Charlie Cameron bobs up and nails you, or Toby Green, and you've tried a couple of blokes, sometimes you do say too good. But
Salute.
I think when you go in to a game and it's pretty obvious that it looks like it's going to unfold that way, and then it does unfold that way, and then you don't have weapons to be able to deal with it. That's the disappointing part. So you knew that King was going to be a massive issue, and he was, and Marshall and the other big fella.
And that was something that
Paddy
you
Ryder.
addressed with Marco Bello on Friday.
Kings, I think Nick Murray will do a terrific job on him if and when he lines up on him. Obviously, Tom Duday has the ability to play on those athletic types as well. So we feel like we can cover that.
Sorry, Tony, I know you had 4 points, but we got a full board. But thank you for that. Hello, Trevor at Loxton.
Yeah, g'day, Rowey and Bix. How you doing?
Good, Trev.
Look, I was just watching Taylor. I live in Loxton. Obviously didn't go to the game, but I was watching Tex Walker during the game. He seems to be spending far too much time actually telling everyone else what to do and not worry about his own game. He slipped back badly in the last couple of games, I reckon. He's a presence, but...
I think he can walk and chew gum at the same time. He's a guy who's been a leader for a long time. That's part of his makeup. He probably does it without thinking too much, just sharing and telling blokes and reaffirming where they have to be and what they have to do.
He's a natural general.
Yep, I wouldn't have thought that'd be the issue. He'd be disappointed with his last couple of weeks. I totally agree with that, Trevor, because he hasn't kicked it really well, and that's his strength. 1 goal 4. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and not great again on the weekend. So... yeah, I think he's got some room to improve and get back into good form.
Good on you, Trev. Hello, Dean.
Hello, how are you, Ray? Good to hear your show. I want to talk about full forwards now. I reckon when Modra was playing and also, just got to put my glasses on, Kappa was playing, people went to see the full forwards mark and kick goals. I mean, not being terrible, I played in defence for 20 years in, like, B grade or whatever. But I could have kicked half the goals the Crows didn't kick on the weekend. All these guys don't kick from 45-degree angles, and I'm not getting paid like 200, 400 or 800,000 a season. And Robran used to be out there after training, be out there for 2 hours after everyone else, kicking goals and practicing. You know, that's how he kicks goals against Carlton when they won North beat Carlton, you know. These guys need to realise that they're professionals and they need to get either a decent kicking coach or get their act together. Because, you know, as a defender, I could kick half those goals when I was playing, so I don't know where they're coming from. I think they need to get their act together big time and realise maybe performance-based salary with goals or whatever, because they're not doing the right job. Simple as that, they're not good.
Thanks, Dean.
Thanks, Dean.
Yeah, always hard. Goal kicking, I don't think it's ever... there's been some exponents of it who have been amazing, but over the journey there's always been bad goal kicking, and I think the players these days, haven't grown up with a footy in their hands, so they're not quite as natural. But blokes like Taylor Walker is a great goal kicker, but sometimes it's confidence, sometimes it's other things.
Pressure.
And the other thing that happens these days is that there's certainly practice, but in terms of when they get a set shot at goal, like Tony Lockett, when he kicked goals, he didn't get more than 30 metres out from goal. And he wasn't running up into the back half of the ground defending and then sprinting forward. Taylor Walker would run 15 kilometres a game. Tony Lockett would run 1,500 metres a game. Yeah. And so when you mark it, you're not actually stuffed. Yeah. So the game is different, but I take your point. And look, one team did it. They kicked, I looked at the numbers. They actually had 3 rush behinds. They kicked, what was the final score? 14-3. St Kilda kicked on the weekend, and the big fella King kicked 6 straight.
Six straight.
No issues at one end of the field.
Mark Bickley's here from McGain Real Estate. We're going to speak to Ned McHenry from the Crows right after we check the traffic for your drive home. Don't wait, get incredible into financial year deals right now at Wavell Mitsubishi and Southern Mitsubishi.
At Regency Park, Breakdown South Road near Grand Junction Road. Darlington, Urgent Electrical Works, Flagstaff Road near Main South Road. A couple of West Waterways to look out for, one at Queenstown, Old Port Road near Wilson Street, and another one at Hampstead Gardens, North East Road near OG Road, speeds reduced. Cameras, Ballou Street, Ingle Farm and Main North Road at Mawson Lakes. For a limited time at Pet Barn, save 25% on the advanced dog food range. Hurry, ends May 30. In-store only at Pet Barn. Stock may vary by store. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
He's got one of the best kicks in the AFL. And each week, Crow star Brodie Smith joins Rowey's Sports Show. Thanks to ACE Couriers. Need something delivered for your business? Don't risk it. Ace it with ACE Couriers.
Well, time to find out what is making news in the Channel 7 newsroom as we welcome Jane Doyle to the show. And Jane, some quick thinking with the carjacking at Elizabeth South.
Yes, I don't know that I would have been clever enough to think of this, but a man managed to hide his phone in his car, which meant he could track it after these thieves ambushed him. Anthony Albanese's hit the ground running. He's been sworn in as Prime Minister and hit the airways for Tokyo. Meantime, all eyes still on Sturt, the blue ribbon Liberal seat here. A pageant. This is great news for the City of Adelaide post-COVID. The pageant is to return to the streets to celebrate its 90th anniversary. In sport, a boycott of Russia is good news for Melbourne. They've snared the World Swimming Championships to come to Australia in December. Charlie Dixon set to return to the power after a good showing up in the Russell Ebert game in the Riverland. And in the wake of yesterday's Adelaide United heartbreak loss in the semi-final, Coach Carl Viet is pleading with striker Cassini Yengi to stay. We'll have details tonight at 6 in 7 News. Look forward to your company then.
Thank you, Jane. Jane Doyle and all the team at Channel 7. There's only one choice, 7 News, tonight at 6.
Oh, I just love what you do for me. You're so reliable, smart and incredibly well connected.
Excuse me, could I pay for my meal?
Oh, of course. Just having a moment with my CommBank Smart Terminal. Tap away.
Feel a stronger connection. With extra connectivity, you're always payment ready. There's more to love with the CommBank Smart Terminal.
It is a nice terminal.
Eligibility criteria, fees and T's and C's apply.
G'day, it's Mark Bickley. Well, it's tax time. The absolute best time to get in touch with your Leader Computers reseller, especially if you run a business. Order and install your new Leader PC before June 30 to get a significant tax deduction, plus amazing pricing from Leader. And with Leader Computers, you're dealing with a true SA company with outstanding local customer support. Live life local. Live life Leader this tax time. Visit leadersystems.com.au to find your closest Leader reseller.
Thanks to the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery, you could supercharge your bank account with $500,000. Just 4 days remain to get your tickets before the early bird deadline. There'll be 2 winners of $500,000. Plus, your tickets stay in the draw for the stunning $4 million grand prize at Henley Beach. Join the fight and get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au. Licence M141166.
Do you want fresh filtered water flowing through your home? Choose a system by Complete Home Filtration. Joining me from Complete Home Filtration is Suzanne Dodds, who incidentally won the Telstra 2022 Business Awards. So what's the benefits of filtered water, Suzanne?
Well, the benefits of filtering water for the whole home mean that you don't just enjoy filtered water for drinking, but for showering and bathing as well. So people see big differences in softer skin, softer hair, unlimited bottled water, quality water from every tap.
That sounds great. So where can we purchase one?
You can just jump online and go to completehomefiltration.com.au.
That's completehomefiltration.com.au.
Taste, feel, see the difference. Scraped your caravan? Your insurance should cover that. Speak to Walker Crash Repairs and let them fix it.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
26 minutes after 5, Bix is here thanks to McGain Real Estate. Each and every week we catch up with the Crow Stars for Jarmer's Kitchen Bowden. It's a casual eatery for any occasion. It's fancy, made easy.
Yeah, Crows are always in the fight, and it's a credit to them, but turnovers and poor skills have been breaking their hearts. But our next guest, well, he's always in the fight. Ned McHenry, welcome.
Hey, Rowey. Thanks for having me on, mate.
I found it a frustrating loss as a fan and watching. What about from a player's perspective?
Yeah, mate, it was pretty similar as players, and I don't blame you for being frustrated. As a guy obviously loves the Crows and loves the game in general, because you want to see a team get a little bit more reward for effort when they work hard and defend well as we did. But I suppose that's footy. If we don't take the opportunities that we have, we don't end up ultimately getting the result we want. So.
Dan, tell us about the way you set the game up last night, Saturday night. It looked like you wanted to get your numbers back and then try and use the ball and I guess use a bit of overlap and go forward. You're a case in point. You had a number of touches, but you only had one kick inside the forward half of the ground. You're spending a lot of time in defensive half. What's your instructions? How are you instructed to play as a small half forward?
Yeah, so at times, Vic, you're right, we had a +1 behind the ball, which is something that a lot of teams do, and obviously that can be seen as a bit of a defensive move to have a number behind the ball, but it also means offensively we've got an outnumber at times, so it's important that we use the footy with that outnumber and try and turn the ball a little bit better than at times we have. And there was different people on the weekend who had some moving parts to make that happen, and at times I'm a part of that chain, which means I play up a little bit higher up on the ground and at times on a wing, which on the weekend I did rather than just all forward. So, yeah, that's kind of how that looked and some of our thinking with that.
And I guess, like you say, you're trying to create that overlap, and what that means is you've got to be in control of the ball when you enter the forward half so you can kick it either over or around that spare player who's lurking in your forward 50. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's it. We gain a +1, but ultimately down the other end it means that there's a +1 somewhere else for the opposition. So it's important that we have that +1 to use the ball wisely. I thought at times it was actually a bit of a tool for us and we did it well, but going forward, we need to work out ways offensively that we can challenge the oppo and be productive.
I guess when your fans watch and last couple of weeks or last 4 weeks, you've been kicking 8 and 9 and 10 goals. Are you confident that if this works and you can get it going together, that you can kick 14, 15 goals, which is probably what you want to get to if you're going to be a real strong finals team?
Yeah, absolutely. To kick a score, to win games and to win more games, I suppose, consistently and win enough to play finals and be the star that we want to be. It's about doing that, as you say. But I think also we had a good amount of scoring shots this on the weekend. I just think we probably didn't convert those through skill. One of those mine late in the game, and maybe also our selection, so where we're having those shots from potentially that we're not converting as much. But I think on the weekend it was just basic stuff that we'd like to have back a little bit and convert those opportunities.
And I guess it's been like it the last couple of weeks is, in terms of your confidence can sometimes get shaken. Even a player like Taylor Walker and James Rose are a really good kick at goal, and others have just haven't quite been able to get it done. How do you flip that round and get back into that good goal kicking form?
Yeah, well, one thing I would say is we do so much work on it, and I know that would be a bit of a cop out comment and a bit of a cliche, but we really do. We do a lot of goal kicking under fatigue and making it more fun in the training and make sure we convert those opportunities because, at times we haven't been good enough in that space. So that's one thing I would say is that we're already and have been doing a lot of work for a big amount of time. It's not just something that we're going to look to fix up now. It's something that, we have work behind us. So we just need to now, fall back to our training, make sure we're doing it at the level which I think we are and start converting those opportunities to get a bit of a reward for everyone who's obviously playing well in other areas of the game.
A few sip and save texts along this line, Nettie. Butsy, is he back on the track?
He is, he's out of, obviously, the health and safety protocol, so the great man's back. Once back at the club, marching around, so he's looking good. Yeah,
missed him. King kicked 6 straight. 6 straight.
Yeah, we needed a bit of his straight kicking on the weekend. He obviously converted a few, and he kicked the ball pretty nicely, Rose, so a bit of a shame it wasn't out that kind of way for us, but it is what it is, mate, I suppose. Okay, before we let you go, more importantly, how's your fishing? Are you getting any King George whiting? Are you getting the little tub out there, are you? It's very funny you say that, Roy. I've got a bit of a trip planned in the 4-day break that we get as players for a bit of time to rest and recover, but no resting for me, mate. I'm hoping to get down to Portland or Port MacDonald and try and get under one of these big barrel tuna, one of these 100-kilo tuna. That's the plan. They're in, Nettie. They're in.
Just hang on, mate. If you catch 100-kilo tuna, it'll pull you in just about. It's more than you weigh.
It's about double magic, but I need to get Rowey some time off and he can come down as well, and little Jimmy Rowe as well. I'm in. And go out and catch one of these 100-kilo ones. I weigh 108, so it won't drag me in. Nettie,
strap yourself to Rowey.
We love how you go about your footy, mate. Keep it up. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, you build teams around blokes like him, on and off the field, don't you?
Just goes at it really hard. Interestingly, though, playing higher up the ground and just, once again, frustrating for fans, often exiting out of D50 for Adelaide. And if you're under pressure, sometimes you don't have a chance to look. But so often it seemed to be Ned McHenry, Lockie Murphy, those smaller guys who were there to try and give an aerial contest. And it wasn't, Walker or Fogarty or those other bigger guys.
Time for two ruckman, Bix. Well, that won't be a problem.
You've got Fogarty,
Strawny and Rob.
You got Fogarty, Thilthorpe and Walker, and you still couldn't find them.
Yeah,
so I just don't know. It's just not quite gelling just correctly at the moment.
Jama Kitchen boat and a casual eatery for any occasion. Fancy Made Easy brought us Ned McHenry.
Before you tell us about McGain's Bix, the coaches' votes are in. Max King, no surprise, gets the 10. Callum Wilkie, who was great, gets the 7. Bradley Hill, 6. Brody Smith, 3. Jordan Dawson, 3. And Jake Saligo gets a vote.
I'm surprised that Brad Hill didn't get a few more. I thought he was outstanding. Anyway, I think they got it right, though. Those guys were
good. That young Saligo got in the votes.
Yeah, I think, probably his best game. Not probably, definitely his best game. McGain Real Estate, they got families lined up waiting for new homes to be listed for sale right now. So if you're looking to sell, ask them about their McGain Match strategy. I'll tell you what else they do. They've also got a very strong property management business. So if you've got a rental property and you're looking for someone to look after it, they are the people to speak to.
Good on Bix. Thank you for that. We'll see you on Friday. We're a little late for the news. Michaela's been enjoying your chat. She's next. On the other side, we're going to speak to a world record-breaking swimmer in Zach Stubblety Cook.
FIVEAA Breakfast.
The member for Hindmarsh, Mark Butler, who joins us on 5AA Breakfast, pretty remarkable result. The big story was the huge surge for the Greens and obviously the revolution with all of the Teal candidates sweeping Liberal moderates from power.
Informing Adelaide.
The number of Teal independents that wiped out huge swathes of the Liberal Party heartland was extraordinary.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamarik. The Australian Electoral Commission is giving Labor 76 seats, meaning the party can govern in its own right. Anthony Albanese is now flying to Tokyo for high-level security talks with the US, Japan and India. A second man has been charged with murder after the fatal CBD stabbing between warring African gangs on Anzac Day. Bullying in schools has risen by 30% and experts believe lockdowns could be behind the increase. And there's a huge boost for Port Adelaide with Charlie Dixon expected to make his return to the AFL this week. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Regency Park, breakdown South Road near Grand Junction Road. Darlington, urgent electrical works, Flagstaff Road near Main South Road. Couple of burst water mains to look out for, one at Queenstown, Old Port Road near Wilson Street, and another one at Hampstead Gardens, North East Road near OG Road, speeds reduced. Cameras, Ballou Street, Ingle Farm and Main North Road at Mawson Lakes. For a limited time at Pet Barn, save 25% on the advanced dog food range. Hurry, ends May 30. In-store only at Pet Barn. Stock may vary by store. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Clear tonight, a low of 13. Cloudy tomorrow, 22. Right now it's 20 degrees. More news at 6 o'clock and As It Happens on 5AA.
Construction of 88 O'Connell has commenced. This is truly one of the most impressive developments in Adelaide for a very long time. 88 O'Connell will encapsulate connected living, community and style with boutiques, retail and culinary experiences on your doorstep. 2 and 3 bedroom apartments are still available from $1.1 million. Visit the new display suite at 53 O'Connell Street, North Adelaide. Proudly developed by Commercial and General, creating South Australian communities for over 25 years.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Tax time is around the corner, so now's the time to upgrade your home office with a laptop that's packed with features. HP have taken a fresh approach to the new 16-inch HP Victus. It's thin, light and powerful with a processor and graphics card ready to deliver high-definition gaming and immersive visuals. Not a gamer? The HP Victus specs are also perfect for graphic design and video editing. It has a long battery life and it charges fast too. Power down the device and go from 0 to 50% in around half an hour. And best yet, it comes with a $100 Harvey Norman gift voucher. Take the HP 16-inch Victus home for tax time, just $998.
Check out this great offer at 5AA.com.au. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
This is RB Day with more tales from the bedroom thanks to Supercraft Bedding. Old mattresses used to have a spring pad made from cotton wadding. Terrible stuff. But a clever chook from Supercraft Bedding had an idea. Her name was Audrey and she knew of a cheap, safe product being used for road construction made from recycled plastic bottles. And now it's used all over the world. Good on you, Audrey! This is RB Day for Supercraft Bedding, building better beds at 42 Richmond Road, Keswick.
The LDV G10 Plus manual gives you more van with 5.2 cubic metre capacity, 2 sliding cargo doors, plus a powerful 118 kilowatt diesel engine. And these big features come at a small price from just $33,490 drive away for ABN holders. Hurry now to get more van for your money. Visit a dealer today. LDV. Bring it on. New stock vehicles only. T's and C's and exclusions at ldvautomotive.com.au.
Scraped your caravan? Don't worry. Call Walker Crash Repairs, your RAA approved caravan crash repairer.
This is Rowey's Sports Show.
22 minutes to 6. We'll get to Zach in just 1 second. But Rowey, here's some great news for a Monday. Today we draw the winner for the $2,000 cash and the Sharon Footies. And our winner is Raymond, who nominated the mighty Seaton Ramblers.
Oh, get out.
And their junior teams.
How good is that?
As we know, many families have been doing it tough, struggling to pay their membership fees. So the $2,000 is going to come in very handy for the club. So we can't wait to pop out and see Raymond and the guys at the Seaton Footy Club on Thursday night after the show. It's all thanks to the Hyundai Staria Load, the only van with ANCAP 5-star and platinum safety ratings. And $13.95, Adelaide's
That is superb.
FIVEAA. In amongst a big weekend of footy, how were the results in the pool?
This world record is really under threat. It's under siege. Zach Stubbley-Cook. Can the Olympic champion become the world record holder? Stubbley-Cook, he's right on it now. Keep going, son. Zach Stubbley-Cook, that world record, will it get away from him? No, it won't, I don't reckon. Well done. World record for Zach Stubbley-Cook. The Olympic champion is now the fastest man ever over 200 breaststroke.
Oh, wow, how good's that? Zach Stubbley-Cook, 2:05.95 seconds, a new men's world record for the 200 breaststroke. Congratulations, Zach.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's all very surreal, but I appreciate the support.
You are the fastest ever person in the world in that event. In the world, Zach.
Yeah, it doesn't feel quite real yet. Like, I mean, I've always had in the back of my mind I wanted to be the first guy to go under 206, and I also it was very realistic that a lot of people would be swimming fast this year, and I had an opportunity, and I just wanted to get a really fast swim on the board for the start of the year, and look at that, we got a very fast swim, so I was unbelievably happy.
Beat it by 0.17 of a second. You said, yeah, you wanted to go under 206. How does something like this sink in, and how do you reflect on it? Because as a swimmer, I guess you're a perfectionist. Every time you get in the pool, you want to do it better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like, as soon as we kind of finished, there was like, oh, well, that was great. Like, look at this. This is really good. This is the best you've ever swum. And then kind of the next day, we had a look at the race analysis. So we basically completely pick apart the swim, completely start to finish. So that's all the 5 metre times, all the turn times, all the start times, and then compare them to the other fastest swims I've done. So we're already picking it apart and already looking to what we can build on. And I didn't have too much time to sink it all in because I had the 100 the next day. Which was both a blessing and a curse for me, I guess, because it was a blessing in a way that it was kind of nice to be able to just park it for a little bit, and now kind of realise what's happened and what's transpired over the last 5 days. But yeah, it is just a surreal feeling and something that needs to be celebrated, but I am excited for the future and excited to build upon that.
Yeah, I think it's important as elite athletes that you enjoy your successes. So how were you with this? You said down the path you will, but I mean, you need to reflect and enjoy it, and celebrate it, Zach.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I definitely recognise that it needs to celebrate, and I think like over the next few days I'll catch up with family and friends and those people who are closest to me that have been there the whole journey and is as much their endeavour as it is mine. So I truly believe that that's how I will celebrate.
Oh, good. So how does Zach Stubbley-Cook celebrate? With a couple of tinnings, a few mates? Are you a red wine man, a champagne man? Are you even a drinker?
Not at the moment. I mean, we've got quite a quick turnaround before World Champ, so it's not too much room for error at the moment, or too much room for sucking off. So for me, it'll just be a nice big T-bone steak and just to relax.
Good man. And I read you reckon you can go faster. So what? You're only 23. When do breaststrokers peak, if you like?
I mean, the sport's changing. I think we're watching athletes go longer and longer, and I think for me personally, I think like the last 12 months has shown that I am just continuing to build, which is exciting. For me, that's something I think hopefully in the next 3 years, 4 years will be the best, hopefully, I can be. But I don't ever want to put a limit on what age I'll peak at or anything like that. I think I'm just happy to be in the moment, happy to continue to build on the process.
Not a bad last year for you, Zach. Olympic gold medalist in the 200 in Tokyo, now a world record. Crikeys. So what's next? You're off to the Com Games and the Worlds?
Yes, I'm off to both. So it'll be quite a big campaign today. We go away in 10 days, so a big campaign that kind of starts today and all starts. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the World Champs, obviously, that world-class racing and a lot of fast racing, and then Commonwealth Games I'm really looking forward to as well, like being able to back up and enjoy that Commonwealth Games atmosphere amongst other sports and amongst other people. It's something else. I think like Worlds is a great meet and a great meet for swimming, but Com Games is a really important meet for a lot of Australians, and it is another, I guess, for me, I'd probably put it as like a mini Olympics. It's really special where you get to wear the same uniform as other sports and other competitors and share that same dream of being successful in the green and gold.
Well done. How did you find breaststroke before I let you go? Or did it find you?
I mean, yeah, it found me. They have a funny saying that breaststroke is born, not made. We can't do much else.
Oh, please. Well, at least it's better than backstroke.
I don't know. I don't know. We'd have to put a poll out of what's the least favourite stroke. I reckon breaststroke might be up there, though.
Oh, my goodness. Zach, mate, you made us all proud. You swam your little heart out. Keep swimming hard. All the best at the Coms and the Worlds, and keep those times coming down. We'll watch you with real interest and a lot of enjoyment. Zach, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
What a star he is in the pool, Zach Stubblety-Cook. Also, just one of the swims over the weekend. So Ariane Titmus, our Olympic dual gold medalist, she set a new 400-metre freestyle world record. She terminated the rivals Katie Ledecky's Olympic record by 0.06 of a second. So
she's only going to get better and better and better.
She got a hold of Katie in the Olympics, and now she's got the world record, which she loves. Shayna Jack's the other one everyone's been talking about the redemption. So she added the women's 200 free to her strong form earlier. She was the fastest in the 50 free as well. So here's what happens from now. 39 swimmers have been selected for the FIVEAA World Champs in Budapest. 11 rookies, which is good for the sport coming through. They'll head to Europe. They've got some camps there in early June. And then 46 athletes will compete in the Birmingham Commonwealth Games.
Fantastic. Who's the singer boy? Did he get in?
Cody Simpson?
Cody
Simpson,
yeah.
He got in. Kyle Chalmers got in. Obviously, he had
Actually,
a great
I saw
swim.
him get the text from the Australian selection team that he was in. He was sitting with his girlfriend in the stand, which is a swimmer as well. What's her name?
Emma McKeon.
Emma McKeon.
Yep.
And, like, the emotion was just, this is his dream. Butterfly.
Another great week. So the Commonwealth Games kick off July 28. So plenty of chances for our swimmers to collect some medals coming up.
The 5AA Sports Show Mystery Moments.
This is some sort of finish.
Right.
Speaking of picking up some sort of reward, $700 could be yours thanks to the Barrow Hotel Group. The perfect meal, just head to any of the Barrows, the Albion, the Birkenhead Tavern, the Excelsior, or the Sundowner in Whyalla. If you know that sporting mystery moment, it's worth $700.
What is it?
So far, it is not golf.
Not golf.
It is not Australian rules football.
Not AFL.
Have you say 8223-0055. First caller through $700.
The 5AA Sports Show Mystery Moments.
This is some sort of finish.
Narrows it down. It's a fairly tight finish in some other sport other than golf and footy. So go to it. We'll play that right after we check the traffic. Don't wait. You can get incredible end of financial year deals now. Wavell Mitsubishi and Southern Mitsubishi.
At Sturt, there's a crash Diagonal Road near Miller Street. Darlington, Urgent Electrical Works, Flagstaff Road near Main South Road. Queenstown burst water main there, Old Port Road near Wilson Street, and another burst water main at Hampstead Gardens. Northeast Road near OG Road, speeds reduced. Cameras, Milne Road, Modbury Heights, and Saints Road at Salisbury Park. Mercedes is back with complimentary delivery on select new and demonstrator models for a limited time. So make someday today. Offer ends June 30. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Join us every Friday just after 3 p.m. when renowned Adelaide chef Chris Jarmer joins Jade Robran for the 5AA Food and Wine Show. Thanks to Smeg, seamlessly pairing performance with design. Taste the difference with Smeg and Sip and Save. They have the perfect partner for every dish.
Don't just send it, ace it.
It's not just your deliveries that ASIC Couriers look after. They're also proud supporters of the community. Chris, tell us more.
That's right, Rowey. At ASIC Couriers, we're proud supporters of over 16 sporting clubs. We also work with and support the Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation to strive for a happy and positive workplace. By supporting us, you're also supporting the community.
Don't just send it, ace it.
Get in here. It's Sheeds. We don't have the time to mess around. We can't afford any more downtime, and we need a result. It's about trust, and for hydraulic hose repairs, Ryco 24/7 are the ones. They'll get to you wherever you are. Their vans are on the road with fully qualified repairers, and they are supported by that other great South Australian team, BL Shipway, who I've known for over 30 years. Call Ryco 24/7 on 133247 or visit ryco247.com.au.
1 in 4 Australian women experience domestic violence in their lifetime. Staying is dangerous, but leaving can mean homelessness for them and their children. With your generosity, the Salvos can provide crisis services and ongoing support, helping women find a way out of violence and a way back into a safe and stable life. Please donate to the Red Shield Appeal at salvationarmy.org.au to help the Salvos leave no one in need.
Thanks to the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery, you could supercharge your bank account with $500,000. Just 4 days remain to get your tickets before the early bird deadline. There'll be 2 winners of $500,000. Plus, your tickets stay in the draw for the stunning $4 million grand prize at Henley Beach. Join the fight and get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au. Licence M141166.
Welcome to couples therapy. So you have trouble agreeing? No.
Yes. I want a small car that's easy to zip around in and easy to park.
And I want an SUV. Problem solved. Hyundai Venue is the compact urban SUV that fits in anywhere and stands out everywhere. Ooh. And now's a smart time to buy the Venue from just $26,490 drive away with auto.
Sounds perfect.
Perfect.
T's and C's apply. Visit hyundai.com.au/offers for details. Imagine that. Hyundai.
G'day, what you looking at? Shh. Be quiet. Oh, what you looking at?
Oh, well, isn't it obvious? It's remarkable. The detail and finish of Michelangelo with the raw beauty of Monet. I've never seen anything like it.
I have. I've got one at home. Drive on it every day.
What? What do you mean? That's ridiculous.
It's an exposed aggregate driveway. Beautiful.
Right, who's the artist?
Adelaide Exposed Concrete. Best on ground all year round.
Walker Crash Repairs. For easy insurance repairs on your caravan. Get it fixed right with Walker Crash Repairs.
This is Rowey's Sport Show. The 5AA Sport Show Mystery Moments.
This is some sort of finish.
Come on, Dazza, 700 for the Burrows. What's the moment?
Yeah, mate, I reckon it's Adelaide soccer for Australia.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who we beat, but I think it was at the MCG.
Beat Uruguay, scored the penalty.
Yeah.
It's a good guess.
That's correct.
Sorry, Darren.
Unfortunately, it's not correct.
$50 Barrow Hotel Group voucher. Darren, take that. Enjoy it. They have the best snitties at the Barrows, and tomorrow it'll be 750 big ones.
Yeah, so just before we get to a couple more callers before we wrap up, so many people love the Premier League, and it came down to a very exciting final day.
Well, it was a crazy last day in the end. Man City won. We know Spurs finished 4th and Burnley relegated.
Yeah, so the 3 battles. So you had Man City and Liverpool for the title, Tottenham and Arsenal fighting it out for 4th, and then who goes? It's either Burnley or Leeds. Let's run you through in case you didn't hear it. So basically, City had to win, and they win the title. For Liverpool to win, they had to win, but they needed City to either draw or lose. Liverpool go down early.
On clearance here from Jose Sarr, finding his way through for Jimenez. That was not in the script. Pedro Neto, less than 2.5 minutes in. Maybe a twist in the tail after all, but not the one that was anticipated.
So you're thinking to yourself, 2.5 minutes out, we're in all sorts here. Luckily, Liverpool then scored 3.
It's Mane! Back on level terms, Sadio Mane.
the corner in. Cleared off the line. Jimenez back. Salah pumps it in. Mo Salah. Dramatic and climactic. Firmino trying to check it back. And in it goes for 3-1.
All right, so Liverpool do their bit. They've won. Now they just need City, who are playing, remember, at the same time, to draw or to lose.
And they ended up in all sorts themselves.
Here's where it got really interesting, because all of a sudden now they were taking on Aston Villa, who are managed by Steven Gerrard, who's a Liverpool legend, Philippe Coutinho and Danny Ings, who both played for Liverpool. They were 2-0 up.
I know.
Villa.
Coutinho takes. Philippe Coutinho scores! Silence. Stunned. Silence. Coutinho, a one-time Liverpool conjurer. Just might have pulled a rabbit out of the hat for Liverpool.
So Peter
Liverpool
Drury
conjurer. He'd want to be really careful with that.
He's a very good wordsmith, is Peter Drury. So you're thinking, hang on, this is going to go Liverpool's way here. They're going to get the quaddie. Unfortunately for Liverpool fans, Man City then scored 3 in 5 minutes.
Lifted in by Sterling. There's one back. There's one back. Ilkay Gundogan got big at the back stick. And City have life. And Rodri! It's happening again. City love a final day sensation. Kevin De Bruyne. Gundogan! From the brink of despair, elation.
That is amazing.
How good is that? So Man City win the title by 1 point, the second time they've done it. Meantime, and I know you were following this, the other interesting one was Arsenal and Tottenham were battling it out, because whoever finished fourth plays in the Champions League. So Arsenal were 2 points behind. Arsenal beat Everton 5-1, so they've done their bit. Spurs then win 5-0 over Norwich. So they stay in there. But then all of a sudden the race is on for the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
Because Mo Salah leads ahead of Son from Spurs, who then just does this.
Son. Worth a try. Oh, yes, it's worth a try. Magnificent from Son Heung-min.
So he shares it. He shares the Golden Boot with Mo Salah.
23 goals.
Yeah.
Each.
And we're going to finish with arguably the only people more excited than City fans overnight were Leeds.
Yeah.
Because Leeds needed to win to avoid relegation, and think of the millions that they lose. They scored and won in the 94th minute.
Harrison piling in, and it is! They don't need any help now! Via the aid of a deflection, Jack Harrison has surely saved Leeds!
Jack Harrison is never buying a beer again in his life. He has saved that club millions of dollars.
Millions of
They
dollars.
stay in the Premier League.
And what I love about it, they play the last round all together.
At the same time.
Same time.
So everyone's watching the scores, and
it's amazing. Chaz.
Yeah, g'day, Rowey. Look, I don't know if I've got enough time here. I sent you an email on Saturday all about these crazy new rules that you probably haven't read it, but I mean, there's 5 new rules that have come in that have made it almost impossible for the umpire to make an objective call. But in summary, look, none of these rules help improve our game, and I won't be going to matches anymore. I just feel frustration and stress towards the umpire instead of enjoying the game. But I think if anything is going to be done, the footy teams or radio stations like yourselves need to start some sort of a petition for footy fans to sign to get these terrible rules thrown out. Would you agree with that?
Oh, look, Chaz, I still think it's the greatest game under the sun live, so keep fronting up and watching your team. It is frustrating, and some of us have to get better at getting past that, but you're right. The stand rule, the 50-metre penalty, the umpire dissent, the holding the ball, deliberate, it's nearly impossible to umpire now, and I'm with you.
And there's so much noise,
Chaz,
that AFL will make change. There's just too much noise for them now. Appreciate the call, Chaz. Thank you for all of your calls. Stay tuned. Sports Day SA, Blakey on the way. We'll see you tomorrow.
Are you the family taxi driver?
Okay, boys, you're late for footy. Come on, let's go,
Use your skills in your spare time to earn money. No passengers required. Become an Amazon Flex delivery partner and deliver packages to Amazon customers.